Hello everyone, Matt Lasik from AmericanNinjaWarrior.com asked me to take part in this questionnaire for American Ninja Warrior, or in my case, Sasuke Malaysia. So let's get on with it. My name is Johan Yusof, I'm 26 years old and I'm from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Okay, first question. Do you remember the first time you watched Ninja Warrior and what your thoughts were? First time I ever watched it was back in 2007. I saw a clip of it on YouTube and I was like, wow, that looks pretty cool. But then again, that's the nature of most Japanese game shows. They're always, stepping out of the boundaries and doing something extraordinary. So it looked pretty cool, but the problem with this is that it's in Japan, so it's usually out of the way for me, since I live in Malaysia and all that. But I mean, it's nearby, but just to fly there to take part in it, it's a bit of a hassle for me. But never stop believing, I guess. When you decide that you just had to try and compete in Ninja Warrior or Sasuke Malaysia in my case, my mom happened to be a very famous dancer in Malaysia, and she represented Malaysia in the World Freestyle Dance Championships in Leicester Square in London, England. So even though she didn't win, it was a big deal for her, because being able to represent the country and going overseas to participate in a major competition like that, it made me realize how cool would it be to represent your own country and to travel overseas and take part in a major competition. I realized Sasuke gives me, Ninja Warrior gives me that opportunity, and with Sasuke Malaysia, with the existence of Sasuke Malaysia, it will give me that opportunity to fly to Japan, or who knows, maybe fly to the States just to take part in American Ninja Warrior or Sasuke. And the strange thing was that I think it was sometime last year, I stumbled upon Makoto Nagano's Kanzen Seiha or Total Victory video, and I was impressed with everything that he did, and I said to myself, it would be so cool to actually be able to join this. Then about a few days later, or about a week later, I got a notification from my trainer, my Crazy Monkey Defense trainer, saying that they're looking for participants to take part in the inaugural Sasuke Malaysia. And I jumped at the opportunity. I threw my name in the hat, and after sending my video and filling out the application, I got the email back, and yeah, I was just glad to be a part of the very first batch of Malaysians to ever take part in Sasuke Malaysia, or Sasuke for that matter. So it's a big deal for me. What is your favorite aspect of competing in Ninja Warrior, Sasuke Malaysia? The competition itself, I like the challenge. It's something different for me. I happen to be a freelance performer, so I pretty much sing, dance and act on stage, but I've never done anything quite like this before, and it really opened up my eyes to how awesome it is, how extraordinary it is, how life-changing it is. I'm pretty sure it's changed the life of so many of you guys as well, just as it has mine. So it's really, it benefits me a lot, and I take every single bit of it into molding the person that I am. I'll probably get to more of that later. And the other thing I like about it is the friendships, the bonds that I made with a lot of these guys. A lot of the people who competed in Sasuke Malaysia. I've been in contact with a lot of them, particularly the champion, Farid Kat Isham, who I've been training extensively with these days. So, the friendships, the bonds that we made, and it's pretty crazy because we had the Sasuke Malaysia Weather Challenge in Kuala Terengganu, which is pretty much up north. And a number of us from the first season actually traveled there to, well, not really compete there, because we aren't really Terengganu residents, so we aren't allowed to compete, but we just give the course a shot, and we've got people from down south in Johor Bahru traveling like 10 hours just to participate in that. So it's there's some sort of bond, there's some sort of like magic, that Sasuke Malaysia generates for all of us to be able to go out of our ways just for that. And that's the beauty of it, and that's something that I really, really appreciate. And I'm pretty sure every one of them appreciate it too. What is the core of your training regimen? A lot of bodyweight conditioning. I don't really do much weights except when I'm doing kettlebell exercises. That's pretty much the only time I use weights. Other than that, it's mainly cardio stuff, cardio exercises, jogs around the park, fist fit exercises, which is similar to plyometrics. I started doing a bit of parkour as well, just the basics and the fundamentals, nothing really fancy. And I've also taken up rock climbing to help me with my grip strength and my endurance as well. So that pretty much makes up the core of my training regimen overall. If you could replicate a single attribute from a single competitor to have for yourself to rock in competition, what would it be? I draw inspiration from Yuji Yoshihara because he's the only guy to ever win Sasuke twice, and the crazy thing about him is that he's not the most. He doesn't look fit. He doesn't look physically fit as guys like David Campbell or Makoto Nagano or any of the other guys like Lian Shi as well from Taiwan, who has been to the final stage a few times. He's pretty small sized. He's about 50 or so kilos, but the guy has a lot of heart and willpower, and that's the single attribute or two. Willpower and heart could be two things, but I would replicate those attributes from him because I'm not really the most physically fit guy either, but I have a lot of heart and a lot of willpower just to push myself forward and see how far I can go and whether I can succeed or not. So that's the attribute that I would like to have for myself to rock in Ninja Warrior. Has the pursuit of being the Sasuke Malaysia champion influenced other aspects of your life? If so, how? So many things actually. It's made me become a lot more positive. I have to confess, I'm not 100% positive. There have been some negativity in my life, but I try to not let that get in the way of my pursuit of being Sasuke Malaysia champion. I'm usually quite shy. I'm very, very shy in general, but I tend to become a lot more sociable online, and I try to take that trait and put it in the real world. Slowly but surely, I guess, I think it will work for me in the long run, but it's really helped me out a lot as a person. Also, I've become a lot more fit. Being a performer, you don't get that many gigs sometimes, and you tend to become lazy. You tend to become a bum. So what it has done for me is that it's made me get out of my house. Go to the park somewhere, do a bit of jogging, do a bit of exercising at the gyms, the gym equipment they have there. Like the monkey bars and all those stuff. So it's really like helped me to get myself out and do some workouts. Aside from doing my crazy monkey defense martial arts training, and the fist fit programs, the kettlebell exercises. Now that I've incorporated parkour and rock climbing into my training regimen, it's really helped me to become a bit more physically healthy. So I really, really take that into stride. Please talk about a particularly vivid memory you have of a moment while you were competing on a course in Ninja Warrior Sasuke Malaysia. During the first season, it's my very first time, like I said, doing something like this, so I didn't know what to expect, but I trained, well, I couldn't say I trained hard because I only had about roughly 2 weeks just to prepare for this. So I had to do whatever I can to, just do my best. I mean, and well, one of the things was that I was glad I was able to get through the first obstacle, which is the Rokudan Tobi or step sliders, to most of you guys. And I really want to thank all those years spent working on my dancing and all that, because it has taught me how to manage my rhythm, how to use it to my advantage, etc. And it really helped when I did the Rokudan Tobi, with getting the timing and the rhythm right just to pass that. And I gotta tell you, it's not easy, because a lot of people have actually fallen into the water just by failing that first obstacle. But the moment I got to the second one, which is a jump hang, that's when I realized, okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to get past this. And about a good 80% of us didn't get through it either, because we're not too used to it. We don't know how to approach it. But we did our best. We tried, and I was able to. I managed to get the jump right. I got onto the trampoline, jumped up, grabbed onto the cargo net. The problem was that it was raining that morning, so the net was still kind of wet, and my grip wasn't that strong yet. So the moment I did grab the net, but I think in the moment of, I don't know, panic or shock, I kind of let my hand slip and I fell into the pool. So what it did was it did wake me up, in the sense that if I'm going to go through this again, I'm going to have to work hard and make sure that I'll be able to get through it the next time I take part in Sasuke Malaysia. That is if the jump hang still returns, but I've been hearing things like, oh, there's going to be more trampolines like obstacles, so I can expect that one to return. But we'll see how it goes this coming May, during the second season of Sasuke Malaysia.
Last question. What would being the Sasuke Malaysia champion mean to you? Everything. I mean, being in the performing arts industry, which I have been in for close to 12 years already, people seem to know me as a guy who sings, acts, and dance on stage, but they've never seen me do anything quite like this before. So, being a champion, not just in Sasuke Malaysia, but just about anything, is a life changer. My name, Johan, actually means champion in Malay, so maybe I'm destined to be a champion, though I feel like I'm far from that. But, being on stage and running the course itself, I think anyone who has done it before can call themselves champion in some way or another, because not many people are willing to do something like that. Yeah, you might be thinking that over hundreds and hundreds of people gathered in Midoriyama just to take part in this, coming from all sorts of backgrounds. The fact is, it's not easy to do something like this, and it takes a lot of hard will and determination to be able to actually get yourself onto the stage and run the course. So it's pretty tough, but being a champion in this would mean a lot. It would prove that I'm more than just a stage performer. I could actually do something like this and excel in it. So, and another thing is that I want to be an inspiration and role model to a lot of people, especially the youth of today. And I figured that by becoming Sasuke Malaysia champion, I would be able to achieve and accomplish that. And hopefully something good will come out of it if I become champion. Something big will come out of it. But we'll only have to see for ourselves come Sasuke Malaysia 2 this May. So yeah, that's all the questions. Thank you so much, Matt, for allowing me to take part in your questionnaire. Shout outs to all my friends in American Ninja Warrior and Sasuke Malaysia. I hope you guys do very well in your respective competitions. And shout outs to my mom for being an inspiration to me as well. Shout outs to my beautiful girlfriend Ayuni for being ever so supportive of me. I love you so much, darling. And yeah, that's just it. Hope you guys enjoyed this questionnaire, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.